Hello and welcome to some live trading with the pullback strategy. Now I quickly want to show you how to set up the pullback strategy so we can get into some live trading with it. Now when you load up your BD, you'll get the sell zone here and you'll get the buy zone here, and we'll get our signal arrows. Now what you want to do is go to the top left corner here where it says pullback mode, and you want to turn both of these buttons on. So we're basically in 100% pullback mode. So both of these buttons wants to be on. Now once you click those buttons, you'll get something like this. Now if you've read the PDF, you will know the difference between a bad trade and a good trade. Now we actually just missed this perfect setup here, and I want to quickly just go over it now before we get into some live trading. Now what I'm looking for with this strategy is I'm looking for this signal candle, okay, not the arrow. The arrow is irrelevant. The signal candle here has to be in between these two moving averages. And what also confirms that this is a trade is by looking at the stochastics. The stochastics has to be overbought or oversold. So when we're looking at the stochastics, or when you load it up standard on your MT4, you'll get two levels. You'll get the 80 level at the top, and you'll get the bottom level, which is a 20. Now what we want to do is something like this, is wait for the stochastics to cross over the 80 and then cross back over. And it's the same when the market's oversold. We're waiting for the crossover on the 20 before we get into a trade. Now again, what I like about this trade is by looking at the lines, we can see that the white line on the bottom, we take cool trades because it's an uptrend. White line on bottom, uptrend, we take cool trades. So this signal candle perfectly meets our rules. The stochastics confirms this, and we get into a trade. And as you can see, a 5, 10, 15 minute, 20 minute, 30 minute trade would have won nicely here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set all my charts like this, which I've already done before, and I'm just going to zoom out like this and look for some trades. Now something like this is not a good time to trade. By using these white lines, okay, we've got the white moving average and we've got our green price line. We're looking for gaps and spaces in between the move, in between here. When you see something like this where the two price lines are getting closer and closer together, this normally symbolizes a trend change. So if I zoom out now, you will see the bigger picture. Okay, you'll see we had a trend down. Okay, the two moving averages have just crossed, and now we should see something like this. So a downtrend, a crossover into an uptrend. And so at the minute, there is nothing happening on this currency pair. We're currently just in the process of a trend change. And because this is a trend trading strategy, we want to be trading with the trend. GPUSD, okay, here's another trade. I just was it this trade I broke down? No, it was USD JPY. If we look at GPUSD, we have a trade here. Okay, this trade was a risky trade. If you read my PDF, you would have seen that this was a risky trade. Even though the stochastics was oversold, okay, the signal candle was not in between the lines fully. We're looking for something like this here. Okay, this here is a perfect example. This candle is in between the zones. Okay, that's what we're looking for with this setup. Now you will see some traders, myself included, will take a trade like this because it is a risky trade. But if we get into small expiry time, so a 15-minute expiry, which would be here, is perfectly fine. But I would just like to quote that this is a risky trade. If you want to be patient and wait for a perfect setup, that's perfect, and there's nothing wrong with that. but I find that some traders in the BD group will be a bit of a risky trader and they will prefer to take trades like this. Again, I mean, look, here's a perfect example. We just popped a signal here. Can you see this? If we get a signal here, okay, let me just load up new order. GPUSD was it? Yep. GPUSD. And we will go for a small £100 trade. Here we go. Here's my signal. No. Here we go. Here we go. Need to wait for, no. There we go. Got no signal. What you need to wait for, everyone, is when getting into a trade here, is you want to be waiting for the candle to close to confirm to us a trade is happening. Now, what I like about this trade, okay, if I zoom out, is again, we've got space in between the two moving averages, which is perfect. The stochastics is oversold, which is perfect. Again, two rules have just been met. White line on bottom, uptrend, we want to be taking cool trades. So all I need to wait for now is a signal candle or a signal arrow to confirm to us a trade is happening. So at the minute we've got nothing on there. Just have a look at my other charts. Nothing on there. Okay, we might have something. Let me just delete the here we go. We just got a signal here on AUD USD. AUD USD, where is that? And I just need to load up my stochastics and we can see if this is a trade. So my stochastics, I'm just going to get rid of this trend dash. We don't need the trend dash. Okay, here we go. Another nice setup. Okay, now what I like about this is a fresh trend reversal. So if I zoom out, can you see? In fact, let me just wait for this to, let me just get into a trade here. I'm going to go for two trades, a 5-minute and 15-minute, and we'll see hopefully both of these win. So let me just wait for this candle to close. Here we go. Right, I'm in. It was a bit late. I'm going to go for 15 minutes as well. And in fact, I might go for a 20-minute as well. Okay. So let's just explain why I got into a trade here. Okay, so if we zoom out, we can see the bigger picture. We can see an uptrend. Remember, white line on bottom, cool trades. We can see at the top here, we had a crossover in zone. So we had the green and we had the white crossing over here, which symbolizes a trend change. And then now we have the white line on top, which symbolizes downtrend. So uptrend, crossover, downtrend. As we zoom in, okay, I can see we've got a nice bit of space in between this zone here, which is perfect. This is what I'm looking for when taking this trade. I'm not interested in something like this where the zones are getting closer and closer together. I want to see a nice bit of space in between here. Again, now that's confirmed, I'm looking at the actual signal candle itself. Is it in between the zones? Yes, it is. It's actually perfectly in between the zones. Stochastics, overbought? Yes. Let's get into a trade here. So as you can see, I've got into 3 trades, an 18-minute, 30-minute, 5-minute. Hopefully all 3 of these will win. The reason why I took 3 trades is because I want to show you really about showing you the expiry times. You can never have a fixed expiry time with strategies. It's all to do with analyzing and checking the markets, and I want to show you that we've done 3 different expiry times here, and hopefully every single one of these wins. Price is pushing down. There we go. So if I zoom out again, okay, I want to show you a bit of price action here. So we have a trend down, a pullback, trend down. This is what is happening at this very minute here. If I zoom out, okay, and I'll show you a bit of price action with this strategy. So first of all, we have got a bit of resist. Hold on, let me just, I think I might have won this trade. I've got 2 minutes to go. So I'm just going to plot here a resistance line. I want to show you how we can use the BD for price action. So just here, I'm going to change that to a different color. In fact, we're going to go for a white. We're going to go for a yellow. I'm going to go for a white one. Okay. So this is what I like about this. Okay, this is our resistance line, okay, support line. You see how the price is bounced off it all along? Okay, this is a nice support line. We then broke that support line and we retouched it here. Come back down and retouched it here. Can you see this? This is a perfect break and retest of a resistance line. And you can see, look, we're dropping massively from this now. So just using a bit of price action, we can see that this is going to be a nice winner. And it also perfectly lines up with our pullback strategy. So, you know, there's no question about it. These are going to be a nice winner. So I'm going to delete everything here, delete this here, and we're just going to zoom out now, and we're just going to wait for these trades to come in. So our first 5-minute trade is going to be a nice winner. We are just pulling back. I think I got in a little bit late actually with this. What price did I get this in at? 71380. 71380. 380. Okay, this should be a winner. So 22 seconds to go and our 5-minute expiry wins. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 7. So there we go. Our 5-minute trade is a winner. What I'm going to do now is I'm not going to sit here and just talk for the next 15 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pause this video. I'm going to come back in 9 minutes time and hopefully the next trade will be a winner. So I'll be back. Hi everyone. So as you can see, our 15-minute trade is going to be a nice winner as well. And yeah, you can see that we're now heading down into a downtrend, which makes perfect. You know, if I go back again, we can see we had a trend down, pullback, and trend down again. So our 5-minute trade was a winner. Look, we're still dropping now. So our 5-minute trade was a winner. Our 15-minute trade was a winner. And just wait for this to come in, and I quickly just want to show you something. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I was looking at this setup on AUD/JPY, and I quickly want to show you why you shouldn't take a trade like this. Now, I'm not going to load up the. Let me just load up the. Delete the RSI, and I'll insert a stochastics instead. Now, even though this trade here was a winner, was it this one? Or yeah, this one here. So even though this trade here met the rules, okay, again, price in between the buy and sell zone, stochastics overbought, okay, oversold. And again, this one here. Okay, what I don't like about this is look at the bands. They're very close together, and this normally symbolizes a trend change. Okay, if we actually look at the zones here, the white one and the green one, they're very far apart. Okay, but if you look here, they're getting very close, which normally symbolizes a trend change. So as you can see here, if you took this trade, I'll give you an example. We get rid of this. If you took, let's say, this signal here, okay, because you could have gone, oh yeah, price is in the buy zone, it's a risky trade, stochastics confirms that. We are technically just reversing, because if you look at the zones, they're getting closer together. Okay, so that's a top tip there. This is a very risky trade and you probably lose this. Again, if you zoom out, you can see the bigger picture. Look, okay, the bigger picture basically sums it up. We've been in an uptrend for quite a while, okay, and you can see the zones are getting squeezed, they're getting closer and closer together. So any minute now we should be trending down. So that's just a top tip if you're trading this, is just look at the zones. Yes, you can say that this meets the rules, but look at the zones. It doesn't meet the rules because the zones are getting very closer together. If we go back to our AUD USD trade, you can see the zones are very wide apart, okay, which symbolizes a much more better trade. Okay, and if we even, I mean, another thing as well is by looking at the trend change. When you get a trend change like this, okay, it's more powerful to get in at the beginning of a trend than it is at the end of a trend. So this trend has just formed, we got in, first pullback, and it drops. Okay, remember that. When you're trying to trade something like this, which has been in an uptrend for quite a while, okay, I mean, look, you can just see now you would have lost this trade. We're now going down, okay, and you'll see eventually somewhere around here, you'll see these two bands get crossing before we head into a downtrend. So that's just a little top tip that I just wanted to explain to you, is even though you can say this does meet the rules, just look at the zones. And again, look, we've got 1 minute to go on this one. I'll just see if any more trades meets the rules. No. You see, look, we just got a trend change now on Euro USD, so we could see a setup here forming, but we won't go into that. I'll just show you this. Wait for this trade to come in, and then we will call this a day. USD CAD is in an uptrend. So 50 seconds to go. Any other setups? Again, USD JPY, again, we're going back to the fact that this is a risky trade. Okay, can you see how even though the bands, okay, even though the bands here are wide apart, even though the stochastics is overbought, oversold, look where the signal candle is. It's not in between the zones. So it could, you know, this could head down. So this is why I would say this is a risky trade and I wouldn't trade it. So yeah, we'll wait for this to come in. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you have great success with this strategy. Like all our strategies, if you have any problems or any issues, just speak to one of the admins and we will help you. So thank you.